Hey everybody, Ken here with another lantern video. Finally getting back to you guys. Sorry I've been AWOL for the last couple weeks, but I've had a lot going on and I haven't really had a chance to even do much with this stuff. I had a mess in my garage and I had to clean things up. I didn't even have a place to work for a couple weeks. I'm kind of moving stuff around and yeah, with the weather and everything. So I finally got the nerve to get back out here and get back to working on this Rayo 100. So yeah, I mean, I haven't done a lot to it. I mean, I straightened the cone out. The cone was squashed all down. I got that. Probably still going to have to do some tweaking on it when I get the flame, because it's probably not going to be the best looking flame. But yeah, we can work with that after a while. But so anyway, the crown was kind of really dented. It was all dented up. So I got that straightened out the best I could. Just took a little jeweler's hammer and you know, working on it, and you know, I got it to sit nice and flat, nice and straight, and you know, took as many of the dents out as I could. And then I had to actually, when I popped it off, the little slits there kind of got like really rough edges, so I had to actually grind them down a little bit, and they all ended up breaking off anyway. Even though I had the problem with the one that it was all, you know, askew and everything. So I'm gonna have to retab all of them. So I started on it anyway. So basically what I did is took my Dremel and gave each one of these a good grind on the inside with the wire brush first, and then some sand, the sanding drum. And then what I did is I put a tin. I got them tinned now with some solder. I got them tinned up, and then what I do then, what I'm gonna use is I have these old workbox electrical bendy things. They look like this. You know, you get them in your big box stores, your Lowe's, your Harbor Freight. I think they're, I don't know, cheap, like around $1 a piece, but they're good. They're good. The metal's just the right gauge, and you know, you can make a lot of repairs with them. These work out almost perfectly for retabbing them. Although in this Rayo, they're a little more narrow than that, which is good. You got material to work with, so I'll just thin that down a little bit. But I got, you know, a couple here that I've already previously did some repairing with on previous lanterns. So yeah. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do one up here. So what we'll do is we'll just snip these off. And we'll just snip a couple off here with the Wisp metal shears, and then yeah, what I do is I just kind of size it up to the it's just a little oversized, so you know, you kind of gotta use your judgment just to you know, thin it down just a little bit. I'm probably going to cut about, you know, 1 millimeter or 2 off. Just straight up the side, as straight as you can get it. You can kind of get away with this. This is pretty forgiving. It doesn't have to be really exact, because you're only going to see the little tab bent over on the top when it's done. So I mean, to the eye, even a trained eye, you'll probably never really notice if it's off just a little bit. But yeah, I kind of just eye it up like that. Just get it to somewhat where it's close to the actual size of the tab. Maybe just a little wider, because you do want to have some meat to let the solder hold, obviously. But yeah, then, you know, then what I do is after that, I should have grabbed my jeweler's hammer. I put that away, but that's okay. We'll straighten it out. And oh, look at that! By the magic of TV, it magically appeared. So yeah, because I got a little bit of a little raised surface there. I like to get them as, yeah, that's much better. Get it as flat as you can. So then what you got to do is you got to kind of determine your length. Like again, it's kind of the way these are pretty much just the tab rolled over. There's not a lot of height to this, because you know, you don't want too much height, because then if you get air in there, it'll blow the flame out. So so what you want to do, you know, so this is way too long. So I'm just going to guesstimate. I'm going to probably cut this in half. I can probably get 2 tabs out of this piece here. Cut that, and then just round it over the best you can. Is what I do. I actually kind of what I really do is I kind of just cut 2 45s and then take a file and round it over real nice with a file. Makes a nice round surface out of it. And then what you do is you can solder. You can play, like I said. You got to play with the height. You got to try to get them all as good as you can, as equal as you can, and solder them all back on, and then put the crown back on. Slide the tabs through, bend them over real nice, and it usually will hold really nice for you. So yeah, why don't I go ahead and work on that, and then I'll get back, and then we'll monitor the progress in a few minutes. Okay, so I'm filing away here. So I got what I think is a pretty good rounded edge on that. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that turned out really well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tin this with a blob of solder. And for this small piece, I usually like to use my 100-watt electric iron for that, because I can kind of control it better. So I'm going to let that get real good and hot. And let's see. I can feel the heat coming from it. You usually see a little smoke coming off of it. And there comes the smoke. Alright. So, let me see if I can get a tin on this here. Now I'm using pretty high temp solder. This is metalworking. This is the solder for metalworking. Because we want the highest temp possible. We don't want the flame. There we go. We got a tin on it now. We don't want the heat of the... I made that mistake one time, folks. I actually used electronic solder on one of my lanterns in the very beginning, and although it did turn out a beautiful job, after I lit the lantern about 15 or 20 minutes later, the crown just sunk right in. The solder actually just melted from the heat of the lantern. So you don't want to do that. But with this stuff, I haven't really had a problem. This stuff seems to be just out of the range of the heat of the lantern, and I've never yet to have a problem with this by doing this. So here we go. So I got that all tinned up, and there's a big blob of flux on that. I want to clean off that flux after that cools off. Just a second there. I don't know, it might still be pretty hot. Okay, yeah, there we go. So yeah, so what you end up with is, a tin tab here. Well, yeah, I might actually have to tin it a little more. I don't know. And I got, like I said, I got the inside of this tinned already. So yeah, so you basically want to kind of do something like that. About I'm guessing about a quarter inch raised up. So now, since you have both surfaces tinned, what you want to do is you want to get yourself a clip or something. I'll be right back. Let me get set up and then we'll solder this. Alright, so I don't really have a good way of clipping it. So what I'm going to do is just go for it. I'm going to hold on to it with my needle nose pliers. And I got my torch here. And I'm just going to fire it up. I'm just going to kind of set it where I think I want to get it now, because now don't forget, both of these are tinned. So as soon as I give heat to this and then pull it away, that's still moving. Alright, it should, once it's solid, makes good cool down, I should say. Once it gets cooled down, there we go. And there it is. It's on there. Real nice, real nice. That's not going anywhere. I got a good solder. Now the trick is going to be to duplicate that 3 more times around and get the same height. But like I said, it's pretty forgiving. You can always work with these a little bit too if you have to. But that's how I recrown the lantern. Now what I'm probably going to have to end up doing too is I'm probably going to have to open up these slits a little bit, because these tabs are probably just a little bit wider, but that's not a problem. You get a needle file in there and we can crank them open just a little bit. So why don't I go ahead and see if I get 3 more of these on, and we'll be back shortly. Alright, just got the last one done, guys. So here's what we ended up with. We got 4 new tabs on top of our lantern. Now the only thing left, the next step is, since we use flux can eventually be corrosive, we want to wash this down and neutralize the flux. So what I usually do is mix up a little baking soda and make like a little bit of a paste, baking soda and water, make a little bit of a paste out of it. I have an old toothbrush, you know, put it on there, scrub it around real good, rinse it off and dry it off, and we'll be back. We'll see how put the crown on after that. Alright, so we're back again, and as you can see, I got a crown on, and I was going to show it on camera, but I was having such a difficult time lining these things up, and I finally got them lined up, and I figured, well, unfortunately, I'm just gonna go at it. My cameraman was out of the room, so I had to give him the news, and then he came back, and I said, well, I'll just explain how I did it anyway. But yeah, I just, you know, like I said, you had to just line up the tabs. Gave him a little start with the needle nose, and then the jeweler's hammer, and just banged them over. But there we go. It's pretty good. Like I said, one ended up being a little short because I had to kind of level it out. You know, I just eyeballed the whole thing, but it's very strong. It's not going to go anywhere. It's back on, you know, pretty even and everything. What was the other thing I was going to mention? Oh, the other thing, as I was cleaning this out and cleaning this off, it's probably not going to come out on camera, but I found out there's a whole bunch of pinholes in the bottom of this here too. So I'm going to have to, and not only there too, but there's actually one, yeah, you might even be able to see that, kind of in the sidewall here. So I'm going to have to give it the seal all treatment to seal it up. But other than that, I think we're pretty much ready to go. Although, now since this doesn't match the rest of the lantern, I'm debating whether or not to give it a paint job now. But anyway, we're leaning in the right direction now, at least. So getting a little closer, and yeah, so unfortunately we'll have to do part 3. I mean, I hate to keep you guys hanging like this, but well, anyway, while we're at it, I ended up picking this up quite a while ago. I figured I'd throw in a little bonus here, light something up. We gotta get something going here. This is like a really cool piece that I picked up. I actually picked this up like 9-10 months ago off of eBay, and it's been sitting in my garage and I've done nothing to it. It's a really cool, it was brand new old stock American tinware, and it's like one of these kind of like a bunk car light for like a train, like a wall mount thing, although they're more cylindrical type of things. But yeah, I thought it was really pretty cool. I picked it up for like 15 bucks off of eBay. It was a pretty good deal, and we got it fueled up, and it was brand new, never lit. So I'm curious to see. Let me see what it does. I mean, I got it fueled up, but as you can see, the wick is all raggedy. I don't think it's going to do so well looking like that. So before I light it up, why don't we just give her a good, nice straight trim here. Let's see if I can get this cut. Kind of smashed it. This wick is really kind of soft for some reason. Yeah, it's got a couple little loose fibers. Eh. Kind of pretty good there, I hope. Why don't we give her a light up and just see how it burns. What did it do with my lighter? Oh, here it is. Get that chimney on there. Probably going to get a little globe frost. Actually, I don't even have it on the back. There we go. That's proper. That's on there proper now. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Wow. It's a 3-point flame. Pretty neat. That might equalize out after a while, but that's pretty nice. I'll have to find a spot and see where I'm going to put this in my house, but yeah, that's alright. Well, I'll have to come back with another video on this. I'm going to have to seal the fount, and like I said, I'm kind of on the fence. I wasn't really planning on painting. I was just going to clean it up, but now I don't know. Now it's going to have to match the crown with the tabs, so I'll probably end up doing a paint job on it. But anyway guys, everybody stay safe, take care. We'll see you real soon with another video. Bye bye.